everybody, and welcome to the final video of this little video series I did, recording my progress as I set up 3 wildlife cameras on the Keene State College athletic field campus in hopes to capture images of a bobcat. I was trying to record the presence of bobcats in the city of Keene, so that was the goal of this project. And this is sort of the results of that. So these will be the photos from all 3 wildlife cameras collected from the time period of 3/16/21 to 5/5/21. All right, so I will show you guys the pictures that my cameras caught. So up first, and I guess, by the way, I should say these aren't every photo. That would be thousands upon thousands of photos in the slideshow. So these are just some of the ones I picked out that I thought were more interesting ones to look at, and there's at least one of each species that I saw throughout this whole process. So first we've got just the common raccoon, and as you can see, we've got the Latin name there as well. I don't 100% know how to pronounce that. Procyon lodor, something like that. Pretty cute. There's a slightly different angle of the same guy probably. And then I thought this picture was pretty funny. Clearly there's multiple of them here at the same time, probably attracted to the antler. And yeah, you can just kind of see their cute little glowing eyes in the dark. And then I got this photo of the American robin, Turdus migratorius. So the arrow pointing there, because he blends in pretty well. You might miss him if you're really not looking closely. And then everybody knows this guy, especially if you're on a college campus. They're everywhere. So this is the gray squirrel, Sciurus carolinius. That's my attempts at saying that one. This picture is super cute to me. He's pretty much posing, just looking right at the camera, as well as with this one. Again, another image where you couldn't miss it if you weren't looking for it. There's just so much foliage in the background, and then you just got this cute little guy poking his head out over here. Same with this one. See, same little guy probably, just turned in his head. And then another common species around here in New England is the white-tailed deer, Odocoleus virgineus. I'm definitely butchering these names, but I am trying. So this is a pretty cool picture. I mean, I'm not a deer expert, but to me this looks like it could be maybe a young male. I'm not 100% sure if females would have, right here, it looks like this is the beginning of horns. I don't know. Just my thoughts. Like I said, not an expert at all. And then we got some more here. And this is a super up close. He was really giving the camera a nice sniff and walking away from it. And actually, before I move on, what was interesting is I don't think I had a single photo of any deer during the daytime. It seems that they all were coming to the cameras at night. And then we've got the American crow, Corvus brachyrhinachos. We'll go with that. Honestly, I wasn't really expecting for birds to be as attracted as they were. But yeah, I would say like probably half the species I got were actually a bird. And that was the only picture I got of the American crow. And then we got another bird, the wood duck, I honestly don't know how to say that, Sponsa. So as you can see here, we've got a female and 2 males in this photo. As you can tell by their pretty obvious different color difference here. The males obviously are being much more colorful than the female. We got a nice shot right here of the male himself. Really beautiful colors, honestly. A species I wasn't necessarily thinking I would capture either. I mean, the only reason I did capture it was because this camera happened to be in an area that flooded. So I'm glad that it captured species in general. Something actually that I would probably do differently if I were to do anything differently in the future would be maybe change the locations of the cameras or think in advance of the locations and what could happen, such as weather events such as flooding. I mean, it was springtime, lots of rain, the rise of the river that was nearby. So, I mean, it was something that made sense, but something I didn't think about. And along the lines of that, another thing that I didn't really think about um, was the amount of people that might be walking along these paths back in this area of the athletic field. In my mind, I was thinking that it would be, I don't know, a lot colder, I guess, and less nice out, and that people wouldn't be using the path as frequently as I seemed to have been. And I kind of worry about if there was too much human activity in the area, maybe a less populated area would have been better for more chances of bobcat. Those are some examples of things that I would do differently in the future. So here's some more wood ducks. I got literally tons and tons of wood ducks. So see, there's 4 of them here in this picture. Another bird, we got the turkey, Melagracis gallopavo. Again, he's kind of hard to tell, but he's right there. I got the arrow pointing to him. And this was the only turkey I got. So at least I got 2 images of him kind of doing a little dance there. And then this was the most interesting animal I caught on camera, I think, in my opinion, is the American mink, Neovision Vision. At first, I was kind of stumped on what animal it was because it's not the most clear picture. He's pretty close to the camera, so it's a little blurry. It was just kind of hard for me to identify what he was. But I came to the conclusion with the help of some professors that it is the American mink. It's a little bit more unique, a little less common to see, and this was the only photo I got of it. And then here I added in the pie chart of the total species seen, so you can kind of see on a different perspective of how common each species was seen on the cameras. As I had mentioned, the wood duck was really common, and I saw a ton of those. And then probably next was either the raccoon or maybe even the dog. I had put dog in here since a couple of dogs had shown up on the cameras. Obviously, those would be not wild dogs, but I still added them in here because they were an animal. And I also got quite a few white-tailed deer. To end it off, I just wanted to say maybe some advice or some things I would do differently. I already mentioned a few things, but I think I would have maybe started a little earlier in the winter. Um, Maybe then it would have been colder and less people would have been around, and maybe more of a chance for the bobcat to wander into the area. Some advice, I suppose, would be to not get discouraged because really there's only so much you can do. You're not in control of these animals. You're just putting out the cameras. The most you can do is put out, the scent maybe some bait if you're willing to do that. I mean, I wasn't going to be attracting any predators to campus with some bait, but you can do that if you feel comfortable with it. I also think the longer that the cameras are in the field is going to raise your chances of seeing the species that you want to see. And I also think that using the scentler is pretty crucial because I've done a camera trapping project before, and I did not see really very many species at all because I did not use a scentler, and just overall the number of photos I gotten was much, much smaller. Even if it's not attracting the species of your choosing or your interest specifically, it's probably still important data if there's prey in the area that they would be consuming, or maybe a different predator that you've got that might be out competing them, something like that. While no bobcats were identified in my study, like I said, a lot of the animals here are prey species of the bobcat. So, like the squirrels, the raccoons, possibly even the deer, birds, those could be all prey animals that I saw. And then some other ones that I didn't see could have been rabbits, skunks, opossums, muskrats, those kinds of things. And the presence of these species it could be a really strong indicator that the bobcats would be in the area, because abundant prey you would assume would mean that there is a predator to be eating that prey. Basically, the results that I've got from this experiment. I had a really great time doing this, and even if I didn't find the bobcats that I was interested in, I still saw a lot of great animals and had a really good experience learning some hands-on field stuff like this. So I'm still very happy with the results, and I hope you've enjoyed this whole process and the whole videos and everything like that. So thank you.